It's Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso, April 30th, 2026. It's your Gulf Coast weather discussion for the morning of the 30th, and we'll go out 10 days, going in depth in your forecast. The Gulf Coast getting some much needed rain here last night, yesterday evening, even had a couple thunderstorms. We are looking ahead to more chances for rain in the days ahead, especially as we get to Friday night and Saturday. Then things dry out for early next week. Let's go right into the forecast. We're going to start off with a regional, or excuse me, the continental look at the United States here in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's about 18,000 feet up. We have broad troughing over the eastern United States, a sharp ridge way over the west coast there. And what we're noticing is the flow is pretty active over our area locally, and that's been giving us waves of rain. We actually have a cold front that's around the region. You can see all the cloud cover that is there from Texas all the way to places like Mobile and southern Georgia and even to the Carolinas with decent cloud cover. There's the front. There is a front that's draped across the central part of the state of Mississippi and Alabama right now. That is separating a slightly cooler, more stable air mass from an air mass that is more active and a little bit warmer. That front eventually is going to be drifting south here over the next couple of days. Here's the national radar, and you can see that there are some rain showers going on right now. You can see a couple in Mississippi, also some rain showers in the Carolinas. Here's a regional satellite view as we approach sunrise this morning. This is the view as around 6 o'clock, 6:15 this morning. And you can see decent bit of cloud cover we are starting off with here locally on the Gulf Coast in the Mobile-Pensacola area. Let's go to radar real quick. This is live radar is around 6:30, and we do note one heavier downpour just north of Hattiesburg. This is Ellisville, Mississippi, and there's Laurel. A heavier downpour, but that is not anything notable, not a big thunderstorm or anything. Hopping up to the Birmingham radar, it looks quiet with just some showers. Hopping over to Northwest Florida, just a couple of passing rain showers right now. And today, your story is just going to be rain showers. This morning, the 6 o'clock observation, 66 degrees in Mobile. Notice north of that frontal boundary, only 59 in Birmingham, only 52 in Nashville, 74 in New Orleans, 73 in Tallahassee. So you can tell that the air mass is split across the region. Here are our local temperatures: 66 Mobile, 68 in Pensacola. Across the nation with your weather alerts, there's really not much going on. I mean, across the Southeast, there's nothing going on. So quiet. However, of course, we are going to have some rain showers happening today. But good news, no severe weather threat for us today locally. Here's the severe weather outlook. The only risk we have is a marginal risk in place for portions of Texas. It looks like we remain quiet. Here on the Gulf Coast, we're just in the general thunder look there, that light green color that you see. Now, day two, things change. The day two outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. It's out on Friday, and that takes you Friday through Friday night into Saturday morning. This is when that front that I talked about actually comes through. And as that front finally works its way through, there could be some thunderstorms on the unstable, more warm side of that near the immediate coast. So here's the big outlook, and you can see there's just a small marginal risk. This is again for Friday through Friday night. And in this, indicated by the Storm Prediction Center, they say, okay, all modes of severe weather are possible: wind, hail, and even a low end tornado risk there. I have huge question marks about this, huge question marks about this. So we will take a look at it in modeling, but it's something we'll keep an eye out for. Day three, risk for the marginal risk there shifts to the Big Bend of Florida, and we are quiet as everything gets out of here. So, with this system coming through over the next couple of days and more rounds of rain possible, this is going to be a decent amount of rainfall for us. How about an additional 3 inches? This is an additional rainfall here because this is a rainfall forecast over the next 7 days from the Weather Prediction Center. So an additional 3 inches would be very nice. This is the drought monitor from this morning. Again, this is going to get updated later today. It gets updated on Thursday, this drought monitor product. I'll be interested to see how they evolve this because it's not going to be counting some of the most recent rain. So We'll see how this prints out later today. I'll be showing it on Fox 10 later today. But by next week's drought monitor should look a little different and a bit improved. All right, let's go to the forecast models here. This is the European model valid today. This is April 30th, and this is in the afternoon. You can see that big broad trough that we saw in the water vapor imagery and the upper air look. We have rain showers today. Pretty simple. And there could be some rumbles of thunder. This is the afternoon look of Cape. So, where is the unstable air, the fuel for thunderstorms? And we have it. And this is actually the lightning flash density product from the European model. And you can see that there's going to be some scattered showers and thunderstorms along the I-10 corridor. I want to show you high res modeling. Let's go with the HRRR. We're starting off here at 5 p.m. on Thursday. This is 5 p.m., and you can see scattered rain showers out there. And temperatures likely be in the 70s at this point. As we go through the overnight period tonight, so again, on Thursday today, scattered rain showers through the day, periods rain off and on. I just had the rain gear just in case. Could be a couple rumbles of thunder, especially in the afternoon into the evening. Then I'm going to take you to the overnight period. So this is 12 a.m. here on Friday. So 5Z Friday, 12 a.m. local time. Friday. Temperatures likely be in the 60s and 70s, and you see some thunderstorms near the coast. There's the instability, and you can see that there is some along the immediate coast. So we could still have some rumblers even overnight tonight. But then as we dive into Friday here, here's Friday morning. You can see a couple coastal showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but showery conditions continuing to the early part of the day on Friday. This is Friday at noon, more rain showers happening. So really this Friday or this Thursday and early Friday period is classified by showery conditions with passing rain off and on. Let's go on here. This is the afternoon on Friday. Direct your attention off to the west. Look over Louisiana and Texas. What we have is a wave developing along this front that we have, and that wave is going to bring in our next big round of rain. So you're going to notice by the end of the day on Friday, we're going to start seeing an increase in rain coverage again. So this here is valid at 7 p.m. on Friday. Showery, again, is what we're calling it. But then, as we go into the overnight period, look off to our west, that big area of rain. It looks like stuff will fill in. And as we go through Friday night into Saturday morning, things will get more active for us. This is 12 a.m. on Saturday. And I think as we go through the early part of the day on Saturday, it's going to be wet. Not really going to be dealing with thunderstorms, most likely. I mean, there's the possibility it's this boundary moves through that along the immediate coast. We could have some of those thunderstorms, and I think that's why the Storm Prediction Center has that little marginal risk. But the odds are not super high for numerous thunderstorms. I think this is just going to be a good little soaker for us the first half day on Saturday. So let's look at that Saturday forecast here. You can see the big trough diving in here in the upper levels. That's pushing that front through. This is valid here in the kind of midday here on our Saturday. And you can see this is 1 p.m. the front and the rain moving off to the east. There you go. Eventually, by the afternoon on Saturday afternoon, we'll see the clearings. The first half of the day on Saturday, it looks like we will see the rain showers. I do want to note this. This is Saturday morning instability, Cape, and there is some near the coast. Look at the lightning flash density product in the morning. There's a couple thunderstorms. So we'll keep an eye on that in the early morning Saturday for the possibility of a couple coastal thunderstorms, and that's why they have that marginal risk. But then once we get later on to the afternoon, again, rain showers, a bit of a cooler feel as well. Morning will likely be in the 50s, and the afternoon will likely only be in the 60s. So as that boundary has worked its way through here, you'll notice slightly breezier conditions and a bit of a cooler feel there. So that's the complicated part of a forecast. Once we get past that and get into Sunday, Sunday is going to start cool. Here's the trough. It is passing, I should say, off to our east now. We are under the influence of high pressure by Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon is gorgeous and cooler feeling overall. A very nice day, mostly sunny, partly sunny with temperatures in the 70s. I will note the morning on Sunday is going to be rather chilly. This is 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And look at that, 44 there near Evergreen. So a very chilly look there. All right, now we can move on a little easier here. Of course, no issues with thunderstorms. Looks like any thunderstorms on Sunday would be limited to South Florida as that front pushes off to the east. Then we move on here. This is now Monday afternoon. Monday afternoon, the troughing moving east. We are under influence of high pressure. It is quiet. Here is Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be another dry day for us. Looking at the map here, it does look like we switched to a more southerly flow. So while Monday we have highs in the 70s, Tuesday we could have highs that go a little closer to 80. We'll see that in the long range forecast and temperatures. Then here we go all the way to Wednesday. Wednesday, a little bit of ridging starts to build over the Gulf. And this is interesting. It looks like our next system starts to come into play here. This is Wednesday. And this is quite a ways out here, almost a full week out, but we could see a couple of rain showers. This might be our next system and tries to blow through here. So again, this is Wednesday afternoon, early afternoon. You can see a couple rain showers. Cannot be ruled out. That is, of course, Wednesday, May 6th. Then let's go on to Thursday. Big trough over the eastern United States, and this is our next weather maker here. Front blowing through. This is actually the morning on Thursday, and I think we have, at least according to the models right now, a morning front that blows through here, and there could be some thunderstorms with this, so we're gonna have to watch that. Uh, I was looking at some of the other models like Cape, and it does look like there's gonna be some thunderstorms. So that is Thursday morning. Mark your calendars for that one. Then after that passes, it looks like we have a quiet day for Friday. Friday, it looks like morning temperatures in the 50s, afternoon temperatures in the 70s, under the influence of high pressure. And going way, 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 way out. Now we're on next Saturday. That is going to be Saturday, the 9th of May. And notice that little trough that is over Texas there. Low pressure system might be developing. That would mean active weather and possible severe weather off to our west. So that's something to keep an eye on, but not getting to us just yet. And that's super far out. And I'll mention the GFS really doesn't show very much there for that. So we'll just keep an eye on that. All right, rainfall here. This is the European forecast model ensemble AI version. There's your batch of rain. Look at the blue bars there at the bottom. The batch of rain that comes in on Saturday, that gets us up around 2.5 inches. And then that next system that I talked about getting into early Thursday, you can start to see that the rainfall amounts tick up there. And over the next 15 days, the average here, the mean of the rainfall around 4 inches from the ensembles. That is a healthy amount. That is something that we will definitely take here as we definitely need the rain. All right, let's talk temperatures. So, as we mentioned, this front is going to be rolling through here, and we have got a knockdown in temperatures not today, but on Friday. Friday, a high of only 71 degrees. Notice the 52 on Saturday morning. Then our coldest spot is on Sunday morning. And again, I will go back to this. This is Sunday morning. Chilly temperatures across the area. So get ready for that chill on Sunday morning. Looks like Monday morning we rebound back up to 51 degrees, and then we're up by Wednesday, 85 for a high. Then our next system comes through that Wednesday and Thursday and briefly knocks us down with morning lows back in the 50s by the end of next week. And looking at the long range temperature outlook valid May 7th through 13th of 2026, it looks like temperatures might be slightly below normal. All right, so that's the deal. I will have more updates posted on Facebook. So if you have not followed my Facebook page, meteorologist Nicholas Herboso, all of my social medias have the tag KNBHWX. So you can follow there. That is K, my initials, NBH, then weather. WX. You can find me on all those social medias. I'll see you on Fox 10 News later today. But for now, have a great Thursday.